Today we are hiking on the Devil's Wall near Blankenburg in the Harz Mountains. About 15 minutes from the car park is the rock formation Hamburger Wappen. It's called that because it looks so similar to the coat of arms. You can stay here for a long time because there is a lot to discover. The circular route is approximately 7 kilometers long. That is not much, but it takes time because the route is difficult in some places. Now we are behind the rock formation Hamburger Wappen. From here you can look far into the plain, because the Devil's Wall is a narrow ledge of rock that runs through the landscape. We have to choose the right path, because we want to walk on the ridge. This part of the trail is not yet the official Devil's Wall trail. It starts with a cut in the terrain called the Sautrog. We are glad that we opted for this variant. There are already very beautiful sections here. Since the route runs very close to the city, there are often a lot of people on the way. And the weather helps us too, because the sun isn't shining today. The trails are sometimes wide, sometimes narrow, sometimes covered with roots, sometimes with stones. You should definitely be sure-footed and free from dizziness. Sometimes you can hear traffic noise. It comes from the street below. It leads from Timmenrode to Blankenburg. We have left the Sautrog incision behind us and are now on the official Devil's Wall trail. We are surprised how beautiful the way has already been and are very excited about the rest of it. But that also means it is only 1.5 kilometers to halfway. Doesn't sound like much, but now comes the section where you can't go so fast. From a geological point of view, the Devil's Wall was built around 85 million years ago. These are sandstone and chalk cliffs that were raised steeply at the end of the Cretaceous period by the uplift of this area. But there is also a legend. God and the devil fought for power on earth. They wanted to divide the country if the devil could manage to build a wall across the Harz Mountains and the foreland in just one night until the first cock crow. Shortly before sunrise, a maid was on her way to the market square with a rooster. When the devil heard the rooster cry, he smashed the wall out of sheer anger. The remains of the wall are still visible today. If you haven't been here before, you should definitely stop by. The Witches' Dance area in Thale is not far from here. Walpurgisnight is celebrated there at the end of April. The view is really fantastic. And we enjoy being here alone. You can already see Blankenburg at the back on the right. The path between the rock peaks was laid out in 1853 by Karl Löbecker, mayor of the city of Blankenburg. To honor him, a rock was named after him and a memorial plaque was attached. We are approaching the Grandfather Rock and are almost in Blankenburg. The ascent is very steep and narrow, but the view should be very nice. There are currently no people up on the rock and we take the opportunity to have the rock to ourselves. It's a shame that the weather is not so good today, but the view is really nice. Now Grandmother Rock comes along. You can go around it. We took a break on the rock with a great view of the castle in Blankenburg. For the way back, we take a path below the rocks. You can choose whether you want to go south or north of the rocks. The sun is coming out and it's getting warmer. We are happy. The rock formations are also interesting from below. We are on the way to the Heidelberger Lookout. If you choose the northern route, you will pass it directly. The Heidelberger Lookout is a small rock room which was built in the 13th century. The beam bearings, steps and recesses that were used to store things can still be seen. To the south there is a window through which one can overlook the valley. Our path would actually be down there. We must have taken the wrong turn. Here, too, a path leads downhill. It is very steep but accessible. Once at the bottom, a wide path leads to an artificial cave called the Fuchsbau. The Fuchsbau is an artificially produced and accessible cellar room. It was built in 1934 and can be used as a shelter in bad weather. Now that the sun is shining, it is getting warmer and warmer. The walk back to the Hamburg coat of arms through the light forest is tiring but fun. Now we are back at the junction from this morning and back at the starting point. The view is a lot nicer than this morning, but there are also a lot more people here. There are also caves just below the big rock, the so-called Devil's Hole, and a room with a view. That was our hike on the Devil's Wall. I hope you enjoyed it and would be happy if you come back next time. See you soon. Bye bye.